All right, good evening, everyone. I'm going to ask everyone to take their seats, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm assuming that you guys are all here for our town meeting, right? Yes? No? I mean, we're going to talk about garbage tonight, but okay. So thank you for being here tonight. I would like to now go ahead and invite our clerk to come in and swear our new council in.
Good evening. Testing, there we go. Good evening, I'm Mahassan Alameen. I am your clerk of the circuit court, and we are ready to get this party started. And we are going to swear in or administer the oath of office to our incoming council member for Ward 1. So that is Mr. Trevante Jenkins. And who will be holding the Bible for you? Okay, that's right. Come on. That's right. You can bring her up too.
Can my family stand here too?
Everyone, you can have the whole entire party.
The Jenkins tribe, please.
Yeah, you're going to stand right here in the middle. Great. And then you're going to stand over here. No, you're going to switch. There you go. You hold the Bible. All right. Okay. And you're going to put your left hand on the Bible. You're going to raise your right hand. Okay. Photographers ready? And repeat after me. I state your name.
Trevante Jamal Jenkins.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And that I will be faithful.
And that I will be faithful.
And bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland.
And bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland.
And support the Constitution and laws thereof.
And support the Constitution and the laws thereof.
And that I will.
And that I will.
To the best of my skill and judgment.
To the best of my skill and judgment.
Diligently and faithfully.
Diligently and faithfully.
Without partiality or prejudice.
Without partiality or prejudice.
Execute the office of.
Execute the office of.
Council member for Ward 1.
Council member for Ward 1.
For the town of Colmar Manor.
For the town of Colmar Manor.
According to the Constitution and laws of this state.
According to the Constitution and laws of this state.
And the charter of this town.
And the charter of this town.
Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
There you go. And
okay.
Yeah, there we go. All right. You want to swear or affirm?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
I state your name.
Allison Pages.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support.
That I will support.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
And that I will.
And that I will.
Be faithful.
Be faithful.
And bear true allegiance.
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland,
to the state of Maryland,
and support the Constitution
and support the Constitution
and laws thereof,
and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill
to the best of my skill
and judgment,
and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of
Council Member Ward 2
Council Member Ward 2
for the town of Colmar Manor,
for the town of Colmar Manor,
according to the Constitution
according to the Constitution
and the laws of this state
and the laws of this state
and the charter of this town.
and the charter of this town.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you want to swear or affirm?
I will affirm.
Okay. All right. Left hand on the Constitution. Raise your right hand. Which is important. Okay. I state your name.
Philip Andrew Emirates,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of
Council Member Ward 3
for the town of Colmar Manor,
for the town of Colmar Manor,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state
according to the Constitution and laws of this state
and the charter of this town.
and the charter of this town.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sarah. Helen, come on. Come on, Helen. Come on, puppy. Come on. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Puppy, you cannot.
But you gotta have a smile on your face. Can you step up a little bit? There we go. Do you want to swear or affirm? Okay. Left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
Sure.
I state your name.
Fanny Roque,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the state
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and law of all,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
Council Member Ward 4
Council Member Ward 4
for the town of Colmar Manor,
for the town of Colmar Manor,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state
according to the Constitution and laws of the state
and the charter of this town.
and the charter of this town.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have some exciting things to talk about tonight. So first, I would like to go ahead and call the meeting to order. So I would like to request a motion.
Trevante Jenkins, Ward 1. I make a motion to
Start the meeting?
Start the meeting.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I can,
Sure, if you want to go ahead and.
I make a motion.
Thank you, Miss Mahsin. Bye.
You want to amend or you want to just start over?
No,
I make a motion to start the May 21st
just to start the
Town Hall
meeting.
meeting
Yeah.
at 6:49 p.m.
Sure. I need a second.
Oh, I second it.
Okay, so all in favor, say aye.
All right.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, great. So on the agenda for this evening, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll have the approval of the agenda. We do have some presentations tonight. We have Delegate Fennell here from District 47. We have delegates here, representatives from Delegate Ivy's office. And also Council Chair Jolene Ivy is here. I don't know, is Senator Augustine here yet? Well, he's not. Okay, you're representing both? Okay, great. We'll then award or bring up our previous council. We'll then go over the consent agenda, which include the approval of minutes for March 12th, April 2nd, April 9th. We'll go through the department operation reports, the town administrator and public works, the treasurer report for April 2024, public safety code compliance. We'll have the mayor's report, and during that time, we'll do the appointment of the mayor pro tem, the appointment of check signers, and the appointment of the audit committee. We'll then open it up for any council member reports and concerns, and then we'll open it up for resident comments. Under action, we have new business, which include a trash bin purchase. And then under unfinished business, there is currently none. Under the mayor's report, I might just go over some stuff that's in this book, talk about briefly Ocean City and our next town meetings. So I would now like to request a motion to approve the agenda for this evening.
Councilmember Emirates for Ward 3, I'll make the motion as stated.
Second that motion, Ward 1, TJ.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any nays? Okay, great. All right, so let's go ahead and please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you so much. So I have the great honor and privilege to invite Delegate Fennell.
So I want to kind of turn sideways. Can I come up here? Because I don't like to have my. Okay. Thank you so much.
Slightly.
All right. Okay, great. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't look at that. First of all, I just want to say, oh, okay.
Get you a little close. We want them to hear you.
Oh, you want to hear me? Okay. Thank you. First, I want to say I'm Delegate Diana Fennell, and I actually live here in the town of Colmar Manor. And I want to say congratulations to each and every one of you that put yourself out there to run for public office. It is very important to serve the public. You know, it takes a lot to do so. So I want to say too, for the outgoing, you all did a wonderful job, each and every one of you, because you took your opportunity to step out and do public service. On the behalf of Governor Westmore, Lieutenant Governor Miller, Speaker Jones, myself, Assistant Speaker Diana Fennell, Senator Malcolm Augustine, Delegate Julian Irie, we congratulate you. A servant knows how to serve. Before I became a delegate, I sat on the council for 7 years here in the town of Colmar Manor. And then from there, from 2000 to 2010, I became the mayor. I was the mayor. Then I took a break, and then I decided to run for my passion that I love, is in doing policy. So this career and job that you are doing, you're a servant, because a servant knows how to serve. And I know you'll do a phenomenal job. As I call your name, and before I do that, I've served with some wonderful people up there that is still here. Chief Stone, who was my public affairs person. Dan Baden, who was at that time the treasurer. And then all of you that citizen knew, you know, I still serve you in 47A. And I'm in this wonderful, beautiful building that I don't get a chance to see too often, because I'm all over the 47A serving my citizen to do the job that you all elected me to do, as in doing the $15 minimum wage. That was a hard job that the governor accelerated. And I will continue to do that. And I want to just make sure that I read this citation. Jeff, we're going to go with the first one. And my son here is Jeffrey Fennell, who's here, who's going to be reading the citation. You're going to be reading the citation. Okay. And my daughter, Dejanay Fennell, who's also here in the audience. And I just want to say, we're your citizens here in Colmar Manor. And feel free, before I read the citation, please take my telephone number. Feel free to call me, all of you, if you need me, or my office. My cell number is 301. I think I know I'm giving it to the national live TV, but everybody has 301 512 1246. And congratulations again. You're going to be serving a wonderful, wonderful community. Thank you. And your mayor. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Here you go. You're going to read it?
Yep, I'm about to read it.
There you go. It's go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jeffrey Fennell, and I will be reading the official citation. The Maryland General Assembly, official citation. Be it hereby known to all the sincerest congratulations are offered to Trevante Jenkins, Council Member, Ward 1, in recognition of being elected as Council Member, Ward 1 for the town of Colmar Manor. Thank you for your service. This is greatly appreciated.
Come on up. And your family, please. If not, come on up.
And this is for you.
Where's your wife?
Okay. The Maryland General Assembly, official citation, be it hereby known to all the sincerest congratulations are offered to Allison Pages, Ward 2 Council Member, in recognition of being elected as Ward 2 Council Member for the town of Colmar Manor. Thank you for your service. It is greatly appreciated. Okay, read your names. The Maryland General Assembly, official citation, be it hereby known to all, the sincerest congratulations are offered to Philip Emmerich, Ward 3 Council Member, in recognition of being elected to the town Ward 3 Council Member for the town of Colmar Manor. Thank you for your service. It is greatly appreciated. Presented on this day, this 21st day of May 2024 by Senator Malcolm Augustine, Delegate Diana Fennell, Delegate Julian Ivey of Prince George's County Legislative District 47A. The Maryland General Assembly, official citation, be it hereby known to all the sincerest congratulations are offered to Fanny Roque, Council Member, Ward 4, in recognition of being elected to Council Member, Ward 4 for the town of Colmar Manor. Thank you for your service. It is greatly appreciated. Presented on this 21st day of May 2004 by Senator Malcolm Augustine, Delegate Diana Fennell, Delegate Julian Ivey of Prince George's County Legislative District 47A. Yeah, everybody.
Congratulations.
Mayor, if you can bring up your new council
All right.
and so they can come and take a group picture. And to the council that's outgoing, you will be getting something from the senator, myself, and Julian Ivy that you'll be getting shortly. And thank you all for your service. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you for your Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna sit down, right?
Delegate Fennell, I just want to say thank you so much. No, you don't have to come back up, but I just wanted to say thank you for all that you do. Thank you for your kindness, for your counsel. You will really, Delegate Fennell is always available by phone, and she always gives the best advice. And even if you just want to check in and just say hi, she's always available. I can't speak for her, but she's always been available to me. This room is named after Delegate Fennell. And obviously her family is an integral part of this community as well. So they do a lot with the Good Intentions Foundation. So I just want to thank you all for the support that you continue to give our town. So thank you. So we have Ethan Sweep here from Congressman Ivy's office.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Hello, Council. Hello, everyone. My name is Ethan Sweep. I'm a community liaison for the office of Congressman Glenn Ivy. And I'm very excited to be here tonight to celebrate the election of the new council members to the town of Colmar Manor. The congressman sends his apologies. He wasn't able to make it tonight, but he did want to send along some citations for all of you. Just a bit of word from our office. I think Delegate Fennell said it as well, but being an elected official is hard. It's not easy to run for office and to put yourself out there, but you all have done it. And it is, truly great that you have chosen to take on this role of council member. Our office is here to help with whatever you need regarding federal agencies, or if you just have any questions. I know there's no like perfect handbook of how to be a council member, so a lot of it is learning on the job. And yeah, feel free to reach out if there's anything that you all would like to know or anything you think our office could assist with. But I will go ahead and read these citations here for all of you. So be it known, the office of Congressman Glenn Ivey recognizes the accomplishments and contribution to the community of Trevante Jenkins, Allison Pages, Philip Emirates, and Fanny Roque on their momentous occasion of your swearing in as council members for the town of Colmar Manor. May the town of Colmar Manor experience continued growth and prosperity under your leadership, presented on this 21st day of May 2024. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much, Ethan. I'd now like to call Amy Fry to the podium from Chair Jolene Ivey's office.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Amy Jean Chung Fry. I am the Chief Staff for Council Chair Jolene Ivey, who represents District 5. Colmar Manor is in District 5. We will be working a lot together. So I hope that you will feel free to reach out to me anytime or to the chair anytime that you have any issues, questions, or anything of the like. I also want to say a big thank you to the council members who are taking their leave, hopefully not fully from the community, but from these leadership positions. It is a difficult task, a thankless one often, but to have a support is very important. So lean into the different organizations that you have to lean into, and look for a mentor, because that's very helpful, I think. And there's many, many different people that you can lean into in our county. So we're really lucky for that. I'm going to go ahead and read one similar to what Ethan did, and then I will bring them to you. Chair Ivey is en route on a plane, so otherwise she would be here, but I guarantee you, you will see a lot of her, even if you don't want to. So let me go ahead and read this. Prince George's County Council, in recognition of Trevante Jenkins and his swearing in as a council member for Ward 1 in the town of Colmar Manor, Maryland, presented on this 21st day of May, 2024, signed by Jolene Ivey, Council Chair, District 5. So each of them say the same thing. The next one for Allison Pages, for council member for Ward 2. And we have Philip Emirates, and that's council member for Ward 3. And Fanny Roque, council member for Ward 4. So congratulations.
So Ms. Fry is also a council member in our neighboring town of Cheverly. And when we talk about serving and representing our towns and looking for support, Amy was a person of support for me. So I just want to thank you. And obviously Melinda, I'm going to start crying, but anyways. Okay, so now I would like to call the former council members up to the front of our area, please. Oh. He went to go get him. Okay, so there's so much to say about our former council members, but today we gather to express our heartfelt gratitude to the council members who are stepping down from their positions. Your dedication and hard work have significantly contributed to the growth and well-being of Colmar Manor. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to our community. Your decisions, sometimes not easy ones, have helped shape our town into a better place for all of its residents, all of them. Your leadership has been a guiding light, navigating us through challenges and celebrating our achievements. We also extend our deepest appreciation to your families. We recognize the sacrifices they have made, supporting you as you dedicated countless hours to serve our community. Their patience and encouragement have been invaluable. As you step down from your roles, please know that your legacy will endure. The impact of your efforts will be felt for years to come, inspiring future leaders to continue the work you have so passionately undertaken. I deeply want to thank you for the support that you've given me, for the support that you've given our residents, and how you've shaped our community. You have left a legacy. And our new council member actually talked about this at one of our meetings when he said that we are our forefathers' dreams. We are. So thank you for that. I would like to present each of you with a key to the town. So Melinda, this is for you. Oh, did everyone get their key? Okay, good. All right, please join me in giving them a round of applause and a heartfelt thank you.
I don't think so. I think it's just a little pinch. Oh.
Okay. And so I'm not doing this from up there. I'm doing this from here so I can look at you all and welcome you. So it's with great pleasure and excitement that I extend a warm welcome to our newly elected council members. Your commitment to serving our community speaks volumes about your dedication and passion for making Colmar Manor an even better place to live. As you embark on this journey of public service, know that you carry the hopes and aspirations of our residents with you. Your fresh perspectives, innovative ideas, and willingness to collaborate will undoubtedly enrich our town's governance and contribute to its continued growth and prosperity. Together, we have the opportunity to address the challenges we face and seize the countless opportunities that lie ahead. I have no doubt that with your leadership and the support of our community, we will achieve remarkable things together. Congratulations once again, and thank you for stepping forward to serve Colmar Manor. Let us work hand in hand to create a future that we can all be proud of. Welcome to the council, and may your tenure be filled with success, fulfillment, and meaningful impact. Whew, okay, let's get our meeting started or talk about some town business. Let's get down and dirty with the town business. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to our town administrator, Greg Holcomb, so he can explain what the consent agenda is.
All right, everyone. So what we've done is we've created a consent agenda to try to help streamline the meetings. So part of that is the approval of minutes and then followed by the different department operation reports. If you do not have any questions, we can simply approve the consent agenda and move on to the rest of the business. Or if you want, you can approve the minutes and separate those from the town operational reports. If there is question, or if you have questions on any of the minutes or the reports, you would simply make a motion to remove that item from the consent agenda to have a discussion. So if you have questions with the treasurer's report, you would ask to remove the treasurer's report for the consent agenda because you have questions on it.
We started this consent agenda probably a year and a half ago. The point of a consent agenda is so that we're not here until 10 or midnight. And a lot of the times, well, you will always receive this packet before the meeting. So what we're trying to do is make sure that you're reading this before you come to the meeting. And if you have any questions that can easily be answered via email or a phone call, please take advantage of that. But if there's something that you want the public to hear, or you really want to kind of stress something, you can do it at this meeting. But the purpose of this consent agenda is to review it before you come here, be prepared to approve it, or ask any questions of it. But again, it's just to streamline this entire process because we don't want to be here all evening long. And we have multiple meetings. This isn't the only meeting that we have. So are you all familiar with what minutes are? You are. So just as a reminder to people here, minutes are a recording, the notes of our previous meetings. We have the approval of the minutes here for March 12th, April 2nd, and April 9th. Do you want to take a minute to take a look through the consent agenda, and then you let me know? I'll give you maybe 30 seconds to take a look through it, and then if you have any questions, you can let me know. Oh, that's my phone. Yeah. So maybe we just go through the approval of the minutes first? Okay. Okay, are there any glaring questions about the minutes?
I do have a question. So you're saying by approving the consent agenda, it would be inappropriate to ask questions as you present your reports?
No. So you
By-
can,
By approving the consent agenda, we're approving the things on the agenda for today.
no.
Yeah, you're just accepting the items that are in that as just kind of receiving and filing as just a report. Yeah.
Traffic.
It doesn't necessarily mean you're approving of it, anything or disapproving of it. You're
Yep.
just.
Just clear.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'd like to request a motion to approve the minutes for March 12th, 2024, April 2nd, 2024, April 9th, 2024.
I make a motion to approve Allison Page's word to the minutes for March 12th, April 2nd, and April 9th, 2024.
Councilmember Emirates Ward 3, I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Has everyone said aye? Okay. I'm sorry? Oh, shoot. Yes, I'm sorry. Is there, is there any discussion? Are there any questions about these minutes?
The only thing I would recommend is that we put unfinished business before new business in the future.
Okay, great. So next one is the department operations report. So we have the reports from the town administrator and public works. We have the treasurer's report for April of 2024, and we have our public safety / code compliance report. So I'll give you all some time to take a look at this now, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. All right, so when I ask for a motion and someone seconds it, I'm supposed to open it up for discussion. So that's where you can ask questions as well. So I'll go ahead and request a motion to approve the department operations reports, which include the town administrator and public works reports, the treasurer's report for April 2024, and the public safety / code compliance report.
I make a motion to approve the reports as stated.
Okay, I'd now like to open it up for discussion.
Will the reports be presented, or we just accepting them into the agenda? Will the reports be presented, or they're just accepted into the agenda?
No, so that's the point of the consent agenda, is they are presented in the packet as part of the public record. And so they're not fully presented unless you want to pull a report from there to have a discussion on one of the reports. Otherwise, you're just accepting them as a group.
So through this debate, can I ask questions? I thought you were going to present it.
You could, if you want to pull a report, you could do that, and then.
Well, the treasury report, public works report, and the police report. Just ask some questions.
What?
For the Dueling Creek Heritage Trail, are there design drawings? I know it's in the engineering phase, but are there design drawings that would be presented?
Yes, so the question, the Anacostia Trail Heritage area is creating a Dueling Creek Heritage Trail through Newton Street Park to connect the dueling grounds to the Anacostia Trail network just past the pumping station. Specifically, that item that's mentioned in there is for the ramp structure that is located on Lawrence Street across the street from the pumping station. It's in quite horrible repair. It's quite old. And so the Anacostia Trail Heritage area actually received grant funding to design that section. So there are design drawings for the ramp structure, but not the complete trail yet.
Yeah. Do you know if it will include lighting? Behind there is pretty dark. And will it be paved or would it just be a trail? I don't know that the residents, well, at least one resident came to me about a paved trail through there. I do know that it's flooding, right? And so maybe that will address something, but I don't know if it's been like communicated what that design actually will look like.
Yeah, so they're still working through the design on that. It is still in the engineering phase, but right now what they are proposing, it does not include lighting as of right now through this portion. So that may be through the trail portion. This is just for the ramp structure to replace what's there. It actually would be it would be paved and it would have landscaping pavers instead of an actual wooden structure. They did look at doing an aluminum structure as a ramp going down, but they're trying to achieve the highest level of ADA accessibility on it. And for that, if they were to do the aluminum structure, it would be about $250,000 ramp going through there. And they decided that wasn't cost effective. So this section would be paved to ensure that it stays up on the hill and that both bikes and pedestrians could utilize it. The rest of the trail, that is still up for discussion. I do know that the MNC PPC, their trail, basically their trail designers are preferring to have a paved trail. But as part of this engineering as well, they're discussing what to do about that drainage at the bottom. That's a secondary issue that has to be fixed before any future trail or the construction of this can even happen.
Would we have a say in what that design would look like going from the walkway to the main road?
So before we move forward, I need you guys, you TJ and you Allison, to speak into the mic so that everyone can hear you and everyone can hear you online.
Will we have a say in the trail from the ramp to the paved road?
Yes, once we get to that phase. Yep.
And I noticed the street lights. I know it specifically says Chief Stone is assisting with the project to ensure we are being billed appropriately. Are we also going, it says that they want the town staff to verify the results. Will the results be presented to the town so that we can maybe have input? I don't know if they're adding new lights or they're just upgrading the existing lights.
Neither. So this is an audit. So Pepco, what he's referring to, Pepco did an audit of their records of the street lights that we have in town, both the locations and the wattage and the types of lights. There's two different types of lights and a variety of different wattages. And based on that, they charge the town a certain amount of money for the electricity usage of that. And so Pepco has created a municipal streetlight division that's brand new. They're doing an audit of the lights, but from their records, and they want the town to verify the physical location of those lights, the type of light it is, and the wattage to ensure that what we're being billed is what we're being billed. But this is not anything to do with adding new lights, taking lights away, adequacy of lights. It's simply just to say what we have is what we are paying for. But to add on to that, if there is a determination, right now, they think they have fewer lights according to their records than what we have. If that turns out to be true and they're overcharging us, we will be made whole. If they find out that they are undercharging us, That may be adjusted going to the future, but they're not looking to collect anything going
Yeah,
backwards.
that's good. Are they responsible for the maintenance and upkeep of the light?
Correct. Yes, we do not own the lights.
So as part of this, we have a contact to say, thank you for doing this audit, but these lights are poor or need some type of repair.
All repairs are done through an electronic system through Pepco, and you can also contact town staff and we can take care of that.
Yeah. Tracking. For the speed cameras and speed cameras and sign cameras, do we know what the distribution of fines would be to the town? Like, is it 100% us, or do we like
No.
split the?
No, so
funding?
for the speed, we have a contract with Red Speed that outlines what the fee structure is that was passed by the last council. We can get you the contract. For the stop sign camera, that's something that you all still have to have an ordinance to pass. So you have full control over that going forward. But as of right now, there's nothing on the table for that.
Do you know offhand how much we?
No, it's a fee structure based on a variety of things, but it's, if you know, sending the bill is one cost, processing it a certain way is another. If someone inquires about something, there's another fee. So it's kind of a fee by fee structure. There is a percentage that they kind of guess on of what it's about, but I would have to look back at the contract.
May I ask a question about, is it on?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. For the speed cameras or the stop sign cameras, if something breaks down, how does it work then? Are they responsible to repair it within a timely fashion?
So,
Correct.
do you guys hear her? Okay, so I need you to have the mic closer to your mouth.
Yeah, we want to do better microphones one day, but we can't afford them. So you have to speak directly into the little ball. Yeah. No, so the question was about if they fix the cameras. Right now, there is no stop sign camera necessarily. We have one installed. The company, per their contract, that is still their equipment. So they are fully responsible for that. And that's really a test pole that's put on 40th and Newark. The red light, or I'm sorry, the speed cameras would be responsibility of Red Speed. And the same goes for the stop light camera that we currently have, is also the maintenance is done by them. Yes.
And for that stoplight camera, I'm just asking, in the contract, do they have a specified time limit to repair something? And if they can't, can we get out of the contract?
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And if we do get out of the contract, do they leave their stuff there, or they will remove their equipment?
I would have to look back at what the contract says, but usually they remove it, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Just wanted to.
For the Chromebooks, what are the requirements? Is that posted online that we can provide to residents?
Correct. Yes. So that is through a grant that we received through the Connected Devices with the other port towns. Bladensburg wrote the grant for us. So there, you have to be low to moderate income. There is an income table you have to meet. There's only one per household. If someone's already received one through another Connected Devices grant, and that household's ineligible. If you receive federal benefits such as SNAP, there's a variety. They give you a whole list of federal type of benefits, veterans benefits, things like that. You're automatically considered for the program as well. And so with the Colmar Manor's allocation, we still have 14 left out of our allocation. Bladensburg has used all 75 of theirs, and Cottage City has only used, I think, 5, and Edmonston like 5.
How many have we given out?
11 out of our 25.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because I'm quite sure somebody in our community can use them. For the summer youth program, are we directing any of our youth to the county summer youth program? I know we hired a recreation coordinator, so just wanted to highlight there's an opportunity for our youth.
Yes, so we do advertise that program. However, we can't register the individuals. Right. There's a process where they have to register both on the county's website, but then they also have to go to one of the county rec centers to provide proof of residency. So it's a little bit outside what we can do for a resident, but we do advertise and we have in the past.
So I don't want to have a whole dissertation around this next question, but just for clarity, so as we move forward for the charter review, is it possible for, I'm quite sure it has already been done, but provide like the detailed process of the charter review at a town hall meeting? And I know it says that it's with the attorney for review, but just clarity around how he reviews. He is not reviewing, question, is the attorney reviewing for legality or for substance?
No, so the town attorney is, he would be reviewing for legality, but also he's taking what the previous council has already approved, what they wanted as part of the charter review, to put it into legal form for an ordinance.
But
and
not for
so,
substance, not for substance.
correct, that was what the charter review process was for,
Right.
and the previous council voted on all those. And so the once all those ordinances are completed, we'll bring them back so that they are, you can review them from head to toe, in and out, and whatnot.
So how many of these sections, portions, let me get the right word, the articles of the charter have already been reviewed by the attorney and is just waiting for consolidation?
So he's reviewed the entirety that has been discussed and requested by the council for legality. What he has to do now, though, is take it from the I want to say the format that we had, and putting it into the format that our existing charter looks like. Otherwise, it's going to take a very long time. It's going to be very expensive, as I've mentioned in one of our other meetings. But so now he has to take the sections from multiple sections that were already kind of approved to stick them into the sections that we have, the different articles that we currently have.
So there will be no more article reviews once the lawyer finishes his review?
Once he finishes the review, it's going to be brought back to you all to vote. So you would either vote for it, amend it, or vote no on it.
For the entire new
charter? No, every ordinance, or I'm sorry, every charter resolution, amendment resolution.
And so once that happens, there's no more.
No, you can always review a charter.
Well, I mean, for this process, because you have a process, you started with the process on the 10-year mark, let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
You guys had a charter review committee, I think he was on. Yep, and they reviewed a portion, and then another portion was reviewed by the council. And so all 10 articles have, I guess, in theory, been reviewed, and is with some portion of that is with the lawyer. Once he finishes, then only those sections that he's reviewing will be voted on and approved, and then the charter review process will be complete.
Yeah, so essentially any changes that are made will be put into a resolution format showing you what's struck out, what's added, and then you all review that, make amendments, vote yay or nay.
Sounds good. So I noticed the litter cleanup around the fast food restaurants. What responsibility do the fast food restaurants have for cleaning up? Are we cleaning up outside of their parking lot, like on that main street of our town, or are we cleaning up inside the?
No, we're cleaning up the public area, which is in the right of way. But most of the restaurants do have people that go out multiple times a day to clean up around them.
And for the sump pump, do we know what that issue is? I think everyone in this town has had or will have a sump pump situation at some point.
Yeah, this one specifically is a sewage. It's our dark water sump pump, and we're working with the contractor on that.
Has that been budgeted for, the solution, or will we have to at some point?
Depends on what their solution is. We're waiting for them to find out what exactly is the problem.
And I guess you'll introduce your request for receptacles separate from your report.
Correct. That would be in the new business section of the agenda.
Chief, I have a question for the police report, police report. So I noticed on pages 2 and 3, we have 19 incidents. On the incident, I think this is called the police service or activity. There's 93 reports for April. Of those 93, have we only responded to 19?
No, good question. Okay, glad to explain that. On the first page, that 93 represents calls for service or incidents routine by a police officer. That's a resident calling in and saying there's a loud party, or there's a car parked the wrong way, or there's an accident. There's 93 of those. And I think you said 19 on page 2 and 3. Those are actual police reports. So those 93 calls translated to 19 reports. On the calls for service, I need to emphasize that these are calls for service and are not necessarily a crime, or when the call comes in, that may not be what the officer finds when they get there. An example, I see in March on here that we had a call for a break-in in progress, but there's no burglary report associated with that. Although I don't know that specific incident, it may be somebody coming home and saying, my door is open and I think somebody's in my house, and the police treat that as a burglary in progress, but get there and find out that the kids left it open or something.
Yeah, I understand. And so last question, not the last, second to last. Of the incidents reported on the police report, the 93, how is that from a zip code or from an area?
From an area.
So is that us, Cottage City,
no, us,
or just
us period?
Oh, just this zip code here,
Everything,
like this, excuse me, this.
Yes, this side of Bladensburg Road.
Okay. And then the last question, how many admin days have your officers spent in court this year? Do you know offhand?
I don't know offhand.
How about this quarter, or like this year, or this month?
I'd have to look. I'd say they usually go in like 3-hour increments. It's not an all-day thing. Yeah. It's either morning or afternoon, 3-hour increments. This month, I'd say 5 incidents. I can look it up. I just don't know.
No, I understand. That's all I have. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just had one very quick question. Coming back to the street light audit, I just wanted to confirm, Town Administrator, you had mentioned that town staff will be verifying the types of lights and the light wattage and everything like that. Do we have some sort of guide for that, or how are they able to determine that and verify the results from town?
Great question. Yes. No, they sent us the Dum Dum's guide to lights. They literally sent us pictures. And then actually Chief Stone knows how to read the wattage off the bulbs, which I did not know, but.
Yes, I'm the Dum Dum.
No.
The Dum Dum map, but, and it's probably 80% complete. I want to say I've touched every pole in town, visited it anyway, looked at the light. There's a way of telling the wattage and the type of fixture, and I visited everyone, and so far I've done everyone except for Bladensburg Road. There's probably 15 or 20 of them out there, but in town it looks like their records are pretty accurate, but Bladensburg Road could be a discrepancy, and I'll be visiting those in the next day or so.
Got it. Thank you very much.
Chief, are you looking at the wattage of the light, of the material, of the equipment itself compared to what they're saying we're pulling in? Or is it, example, if it says it's a 50 watt, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that it's putting out that much energy. It could be dull or dying. And so you wouldn't be able to determine that, right?
No, correct. And the wattage is from the Dum Dum guide. If you look up in there, you'll see either a 10, a 15, or a 25 on the fixture. 10 is a 100 watt 15 is 150 and 25 is the 250 watt. But no, I don't look to see the brightness or the dimness.
Yeah.
As far as lights being out or issues, I drive around periodically and then report those to Pepco or people call them in as well.
Yeah, that was an obvious answer. The reason why I asked is because as we go through this, similar to you said, there's a way we can report to Pepco that something is out. I wonder if there's also a way to say this thing says it's supposed to be putting out 200 watts, but clearly from the dimness of the light, it's not. I don't know if that's something that Pepco would do.
That's not an option when reporting it.
Yeah, I understand different tasks.
Out or it's malfunction. Just they cycle on and off some of those.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You can report it that way. But as far as I have encountered over the months and one that I see that's obviously not working right and is really dim, I just put it into an outage.
Yeah, and from the audit standpoint, this is simply to figure out the locations, the style. I believe what they're leading into is the LED lights. And so we had a proposal last year from an organization or a company that helps buy the lights from Pepco and would help you transfer them over to LED. As part of that, they wanted to charge to do an audit. And so that's to ensure that what we're buying from Pepco is one-to-one. Whether or not it's dim or not is not what they're looking at right now. They're just trying to figure out, from what I'm gathering out of this is a phase one of their process to figure out if we're going to replace this light with an LED, what wattage are we putting on there? Because that's what the customer previously had.
Okay, I just want to give a shout out to the chief's vigilance because I had 2 street lights out in front of my house, and I kept running into him saying they're still out. He goes, but I called Pepco. They came again and again and again, and here Pepco would be coming and changing the bulbs, and the whole structure had to be replaced, and he was on it. You were on it. You followed up on Pepco. It took a while, but it happened. Thank you.
Okay, are there any other questions or discussion in regards to the department operations reports? Okay, so you originally made a motion. Did we made a motion to approve that?
Yeah.
We opened it up for discussion.
Yes.
So now I'll call for a vote. So all in favor of accepting these operations reports, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, thank you. So you have gone ahead and approved your first consent agenda. Thank you very much. And we'll go over this again. And as I mentioned before, if you have any questions, always feel free to call, always feel free to email, always feel free to come to the town hall and ask. I mean, I know that you're gonna have a lot of questions, and that's understandable. I'm hoping that as we move on, we'll have trainings and you'll sit with each department head separately to learn more about how our town functions. Okay, so now we're on number 7, which is the mayor's report. And then after the mayor's report, we have the council member reports and concerns. So normally what I like to do is I like to present the mayor report, and I like to request that the council as well report their reports in a PowerPoint slide. I like to present this on the screen. I like to have it available so that people can see it on Zoom. And then post the meeting, I like to take that hard copy and, well, not the hard copy, but the electronic copy, and post it on our website. And you may have things on that report that you want to share or advertise about resources that you found. So these are assets for our town. So I'll make sure to send that over to you so you see it. And then we can discuss it more later on. I don't have my usual mayor report because of what today is with the swearing in and all. But I will bring up some things that I think we need to discuss. But before I do that, I'll go ahead and as the mayor, I need to make certain appointments. And I can't do this without your consent, all of you. So I have to appoint a mayor pro tem. I have to appoint two of you to sign checks for the town. And I also have to appoint two of you to audit to make sure you're like the checks and balances of checks that get signed for the town. So two of you would be signing checks, two of you would be verifying what the checks were used for, and you have the ability to question like why did we pay this? What is it for? Okay. I would like to appoint Philip Emirates as my mayor pro tem or our mayor pro tem. So what that means is that when I'm not available, or if I'm running late, or if I get sick, that Philip goes ahead and runs the meeting. So that's who I have for mayor pro tem. In regards to the appointment of check signers, do we ask this beforehand or no? Okay. Oh, just a point. Okay, so who am I appointing? So I think I was appointing Allison, and I don't know if either Fanny or Phil, if you're available to sign checks or if you'd rather audit. Allison, what would you prefer? Would you prefer to sign checks or would you prefer to audit?
Either way.
Okay, do you have a preference, TJ?
I would rather, well, I don't have a preference, whatever, I'm at the pleasure of the mayor.
I feel like you would be a good auditor. I get that feeling that you would be a good auditor. So I'd like to, for signing checks, it means that you might have to come here in the evening or sometime during the day. So I feel like Allison, Fanny, and Phil have a little bit more flexibility.
This will be the check.
And it happens once a week.
Okay. So it's me and Fanny?
So you and Fanny? Okay. And so I'll have as auditors TJ and Philip. Okay. So I would like to request a motion to approve the appointments, which include Philip Emirates as Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Fanny and Allison to sign checks, and then council members TJ and Philip to audit.
I make a motion to approve appointments as stated.
I second it.
Oh, appoint Dan? Oh, really? Okay. Can we make a separate motion after?
As annual appointments.
So we have that first motion on the table. So I need someone to second that motion.
I will second the motion.
Okay, I'll open it up for discussion.
Did I hear it has to be appointed on an annual basis? Do we want to add that into that?
No, that's something separate.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, so ayes have it. Now, the second thing that Dan Baden was discussing is that Dan needs to be appointed on an annual basis to be able to sign checks. So I'd like to request a motion to allow our clerk treasurer to sign checks.
Councilmember Emirates, I'll make that motion as stated.
And I second the motion.
Okay, so I'll open it up for discussion. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great. Okay, so we just made the appointments this evening. So some of the things that I wanted to kind of talk about and discuss. So we have a retreat coming up that I'm looking to host in July. And I wanted you, we don't have to decide on this now. This is a retreat for mayor and council. We did it last year to kind of get to know each other better and discuss the work that we've done up to now and how we can work moving forward, okay? So I will be emailing everyone, or our town administrator will be emailing everyone to see what dates work for everyone in July, I also have this FY 2024 work schedule as an example. It's in your binder. I think it's in one of the folders. So what has helped is to have this work schedule that it's a draft and it's a tentative type of schedule of the things that we wish to discuss or focus on. So an example of this would be in September of last year, we started a discussion on the charter review. I think we might have, these are things that we wanted to discuss: ethics commission, parking, FY 23 budget adjustments. In October, we had the strategic planning and the ARPA realignment, along with the charter review. In November, we had charter review. So you get the gist. I want to open this up to you now. I mean, you don't have to make a decision on this now. You can get back to me, but this is something that I would like to start working on for the coming year. So starting in August all the way through June of next year. So if there are things that you know you want to focus on and you have ideas about, I'm going to be asking you all, I'll email you so that we can start plotting them into this chart, okay? The next thing that I wanted to also bring up is that we have some dates of note, okay? First is we had a Laracy Spark event that we were doing in collaboration with the Planning Commission. And this was a creative placemaking event where they were bringing in a shipping container with furniture to bring life to the Laracy space. And I mean, it's going to be amazing. It was supposed to happen this past Saturday, but we canceled it due to the weather. It has been rescheduled to June 8th, and we do need volunteers. So if there are people that are interested in volunteering, we need volunteers for the 8th of June. We'll have food trucks, we'll have vendors, we'll have coffee, refreshments, we'll have music, we'll have activities. So it's going to be a really fun event for the entire family. And it's on a Saturday, June 8th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
What was the time?
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So this is just to say also, you don't have to come out to events that the town hosts. However, I would recommend that you do. You don't have to attend all of them because I know we have lives, right? But these are really great opportunities to speak to residents who can't come to these meetings, to meet families. Some of the best conversations I've had have been at these events. So this is a great opportunity to kind of be there, be present, and learn more about residents and just build our community. But again, I don't want you to burn yourself out, but definitely see it as an opportunity for interaction with residents. We have our next two meetings. So we have two types of meetings, right? We have our work session, our council work session, and then we have our public hearings. At our work sessions, this is where we get into the meat of the things. This is where we have in-depth conversations. We can brainstorm. This is where we're doing the work. The public meetings like this are where we present the work, but also gather feedback from the residents on anything that we're working on. So at the work session, we don't typically allow resident comment. Sometimes I do open it up for residents to make comments. But for the most part, that's where we're doing the work. And then here at this meeting is where we're presenting it, but then also listening from the public. So for June, the first work session that we have is on the 4th of June. So it's the first Tuesday of the month is our work session, and the second Tuesday of the month is our public hearing or a public meeting. Those days and times don't have to stay this way. So we have the flexibility if we wanted to change that. We don't have to have our meetings on Tuesdays. We don't have to have our work sessions on Tuesdays. We technically don't need to have a work session. We only need to meet once. We could meet once and have a work session before our regular meeting. It's open to discussion. And it's going to be on, the discussion is going to be on the work session agenda. So I just want to bring that up to you so that you can start thinking about it and planning for it. The other dates that I want you to look into, and we need a response as soon as possible. So I know for a fact that our town administrator emailed each and every one of you asking you if you were going to attend the summer conference for the Maryland Municipal League. We need a reply. So please, when the town administrator or when I send you an email, please reply as soon as you can. I know that we're busy, but we need to know and we need to have this information. So the Maryland Municipal League is it's a league. It's an association of the 157, I think 159 municipalities in the state of Maryland. They advocate for different things throughout the state, but they also provide workshops and trainings and networking opportunities. So when we go to this conference, you will be receiving some training in regards to, it could be how to talk effectively with your community, or how to resolve conflict, or the Public Information Act, how to speak to your lawyer, or how to review a charter. So these are examples of some of the things that they may have on the agenda for the workshop. The opening of the conference, I believe, is on the 23rd, which is a Sunday. We have full day workshops or workshops scheduled throughout the days on the 24th, on the 25th, and on the 26th. It's a half a day. For the most part, you'll be in these you'll be in the conference from like 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The town pays for your lodging. You are able to bring your family with you. The family cannot attend the conference. I will have my family with me. I'm actually arriving on the Saturday, the night before. So when Amy Fry talked about the different groups and associations that we're members of, I'm on the board for the Maryland Municipal League. So I get there earlier because I have to go to board meetings. But there's also the Prince George's County Municipal Association, which I'm also a board member of. And I will invite you to that. There's a breakfast that will be hosted, I think, Tuesday morning for that. I'm also a member of the Maryland Black Mayors. I'm a board member for that. I'm actually the secretary for that. But these are all different groups and associations that you all be invited to join or be present at different events. The other thing we have in the month of June is Pride. I don't know yet what we'll be doing, but I'll send out the information. And then we also have Juneteenth. So I'm presently looking for help with Juneteenth. And one of the things that I've been asking for as well is I'd love to start a committee. We don't have to, I thought we could call it the Black Cultural Committee. It doesn't have to be a Black Cultural Committee, but I would like to invite any residents who are interested to think about starting a Black Cultural Committee. And this can help with Juneteenth. It could help with Black History Month, but it could also be whatever it is that the committee decides that they want to work on, or the events or discussions or anything that they want to have as a part of that. And I think it's important for our town. Lastly, last year, the council voted on taking a break in July. So this meant that we had no meetings in July. So it was a summer break. So we don't have to vote on it tonight, but that's something that I wanted to bring up. That we have taken a break in July. If we needed to address any type of town business, we can call special meetings, and we have. But we have taken a break in July, and we have taken a break over the Christmas break. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. And I think that's pretty much it for me in regards to the mayor's report. We don't need approval on that, right? I don't think we ever have. Okay, so now I'd like to open it up for council member reports and concerns.
Well, I promised one of my constituents I would bring this up, so I will. It's something small, but it really means a lot to her. She lives on the corner of 40th Place and Newton Street. And when you walk down Newton Street and you go to the walking path, there's that hill. And there used to be a trail, like just a muddy trail, like, you know, dirt trail with a railing. And after they did the work down there, they never put that little path back. It's just a walking path to go from the bottom of Newton Street up to the top where the main walking path is. Do you know what I'm talking about? Am I making sense here? It was a dirt path with a hand railing. I think it's in your ward.
Yes, so it's in right between.
Lawrence, I think.
Yeah,
Newton and Lawrence.
yeah, it's between Newton and Worms. Yeah, exactly. It used to be there many, many years ago, but then they went through and then they did something. But what I hear was the Colmar Manor have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, so, okay, so are you talking about the hill that goes up to the waterfront?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
so-
there used to be a path with a hand.
Yeah. So recently, when there was a huge storm and all the flooding that took place, and when all of that dirt came down, they replaced it with rock. Residents have been asking me about that too. We don't own that. And when I asked the people that came out from the county what the possibility was to create some type of a ramp, they said no way. And there are different reasons for that. Some of that is ADA compliance. So yeah, by the levy.
Yeah, are you referring to the levy?
Yes.
Yeah, so because it's a levy, we can't put a structure on it. So
Well, thank you for explaining. I'll explain it to her. Because she was so excited, saying, "Oh, now I can tell you, you can get the path back." And I
Yeah.
thought there must be a reason.
Yeah, the Army Corps of Engineers does
Yeah.
not allow for a structure to be placed on a levee because it could degrade the levee. And that's what they're claiming is what happened when the mud slid down, was because people walking up the hill were degrading it.
But thank you for bringing that up. So that was Ward 2. Okay, so Ward 1. Do you have any reports or concerns?
I don't have any concerns, but I do want to say thank you to the residents for Ward 1 for electing me. My goal for Ward 1 is not just legislating, but also advocating, as my colleague just did there. So I look to seeing you guys as I walk around the community. No matter what ward you're in, feel free to stop me. If I can point you in the right direction, I will. I don't have many answers, but I'm good at coming up with questions to get to an answer. In grad school, they call it the 5 whys. So I'm here as an advocate, I'm here as a legislator, and a resident. So thank you all for your support, and I look forward to serving you in the best way possible. Thank you all, the town. I hope that my questioning of things don't come off as brash or disrespectful. I think oftentimes I ask those questions because it's important. We have many residents that don't come out, who only view us on webcam, who may be too shy or bashful to ask questions. And so as an advocate for my ward, part of me asking questions is to clarify some things, not just for me, but for them also, so that we don't have to answer 50 questions as we walk down the street. So there'll be lots of that. And also, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free. I will try. I don't know if we have office hours. I don't know if that's something that we have established, but I will attempt to hang out in the town hall when I'm allotted the time. So thank you, unless they tell me go away. But besides that, I'll try to find my way.
I really, really appreciate that. And I think you're spot on. You're not just the council member for your ward. You represent the entire town. And I appreciate you saying that you're an advocate. And actually, that's one of the things you reminded me of. Yes, come to the town hall, sit in the town hall. I know that Councilmember Hobbs would come here and use Dan's office a lot. When I was not the mayor and when the pandemic hit, I would come and sit here and I would let my daughter run around and I would work from here. So you are welcomed to come to the town hall. And if you want to create office hours, do it. That's all, it's on you. Like whatever works for you, but definitely take advantage of it. A lot of the time, sometimes people ask these questions or people have these concerns And sometimes all it takes is just sitting in the office to see what we do, or to see the type of questions that we field, or to see the operations of the town. So please definitely take advantage of that. I think that's a great idea. Okay, so Ward 3, please.
This is my first meeting, so I don't have any formal report or concerns at this time, but I would like to echo the sentiment that I am extremely grateful that I'm sitting in this seat now, and it was only possible through the support of my residents in Ward 3. And so I had so many incredible conversations while I was campaigning. I was able to meet so many people and learn about their diverse perspectives and learn about the various challenges that they're facing. There's a lot going on in town. There's a lot of support that's needed. And these conversations are intended to be open-ended and ongoing. Now that I'm in this seat, it does not mean those conversations end. It does not mean I stop getting out and speaking to residents. And to the mayor's point, I don't only serve the residents of Ward 3, and so I do hope to slowly expand. I need time to learn names and faces and stories, and so it will take time, but I will continue to advocate for the residents and make myself available to them, ensure that their needs are being met as best the town can serve them. And so in coming meetings, I'm sure I'll have more specifics to report on that, but I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm very eager to serve the residents of this town.
Thank you. Ward 4?
Thank you. Yes, I do. I actually went around and talked to a few of the people around my neighborhood, and they do have some concern about during the election time. You know how we passed the bill where people who don't have any legal in the United States can vote, and they want to know exactly if those if all that information where exactly go. Are they go are higher or stay here? Because that's one of the issues. So I want to know if that stay right here or is passed.
So we do not send any information out to anyone specifically when someone applies to be on the supplemental voter registry is what it's called. However, it is public information. So if someone were to request information about what the people on the list, that is public. Much like the regular voter list. So anyone on the voter list from the county and the state, all of that information is public, including your birth date.
Okay, so that means that if the I don't want to call immigration, but if those people want to get a report, want to retrieve those information, and they come and they want to do something against the citizens, are they allowed to? Can they do that?
So the just to clarify, so the supplemental voter registry actually, I like to call it all resident voting because it doesn't actually state anything about citizenship whatsoever. So any resident that has lived in the town for more than 6 months, that's over the age of 18, can register even if they are a U.S. citizen. And in fact, I believe we actually had a resident that registered that was a U.S. citizen, did not want to participate in federal and state elections, but wanted to vote for town officials. So yeah, so it just by being on the list doesn't mean that you are automatically someone. Going down the road, once we have a database that can organize this a little bit better, the county database and our database would be merged too. So there wouldn't, from our perspective of voter list, there wouldn't be a differentiation between who's who.
Another thing is based on the information that I had also, I know there is a lot of houses that are kind of like rental houses. What can we do to also apply to those people who are renting those places so they can pay to the town?
Great question. So early on in budget discussions, I had actually proposed, putting some extra money in for rental licensing and running a program. Technically, by town code, any rental property is supposed to be licensed by the town before being operated. The town's never set a fee for that. And because of that, we've never inspected. We've never had anyone that could inspect either. So now we do. Our current code enforcement officer is actually certified to do rental inspections and is rather eager to do so. And so we have been in discussion, Chief, Mr. Rosales and myself, on how to roll this out to do more of to put together an inspection program. It's going to take some time. Based on the census, we have 90 whole homes that are rentals. That's just based on the census. There's probably more. And that's not including partial rentals of rooms and attics and basements and whatnot. And so out of that, our code inspector is here for 20 hours a week. So even if he was able to do a couple of those a week, it's going to take him over a year to do all the inspections. So keep that in mind.
So that means that do you guys have a list of all those people?
Not necessarily. However, things come up. So one, we can pull a list of homestead exemption. So owner occupied homes, you can request a homestead exemption to save on your taxes. By eliminating those, you've now limited the number of homes in town. A lot of those are probably rentals, or they just didn't apply for homestead exemption, which then we can help them do that. Various information, people, I hate to say it, but people registering to vote, that address will come in as being unit this, that, or the other, 1, 2, or 3 ABC. That type of information would then signify that that home is also a rental. And there could be various other ways that that information comes up. Sometimes Mr. Rosales has a list that are glaringly rental.
My last concern, it's a concern really, really bad. So the church that we have by my house on 43rd, the 43rd Avenue in Newark, I think. Yeah. So we actually we have the side where they can park. They don't need no sticker. They don't need nothing because they're from outside. And then we have our residential side, right? So on Sunday, it's really, really bad. And we need to do something about it because sometimes my neighbor, they all couple. So they have a very narrow driveway, tiny one. So the wife had to park outside. And sometimes the people from the church park in their space, Sometimes the lady has to park like in between my parking, my driveway and her behind the other car. And I already talked to some of them and I say, please don't park in there. But it's like they don't listen. So I really need to know what can we do in that case, And not just there, but the whole road.
Under our current parking regulations, they are not in violation. However, the town could consider additional regulations there. And from our current, during the day, it can be parked there pretty much on the church side of the street. It's designated as non-permit, so they can park there anytime. And I know that recently they had the Orthodox Easter, maybe 2 weeks ago, and that brings a big crowd, as does Orthodox Christmas, which is like early January. Was it just that Sunday, or is this an every Sunday?
Every Sunday.
Mayor has spoken about parking meters as a possibility I guess both a discouragement to park there and as a revenue generator. Let her speak to that.
Well, so you brought up some great points. So while we've been discussing the budget and we've been thinking about strategies to not only address issues within our town, but to generate revenue, my hope, and we'll discuss this more when we're in our retreat, my hope is to go in the direction of creating a building department. And within this building department, start or figuring out, well, part of it is creating an ordinance to set a fee structure, but it is to start actively making sure that people who are renting are getting licenses from the town. And it could generate enough revenue where if we could extend Freddie's hours, and if he was willing to do it, we could have him be on for longer than just 20 hours a week. So that is something that I am hoping to work towards with you, with all of you. In regards to the parking issue, parking isn't only an issue there. So parking is also an issue in Ward 1 when it comes to all the events that take place in this building. So what I am suggesting, which we also have to look at, because it's not an easy, nothing necessarily is very easy to do. There are steps required to do them. So we have to take a look at our parking ordinance before we even think about parking meters, right? But my hope is to have parking meters for people that are attending events here, that are attending a party or are here to do business, that we have parking along from here down to 39th Avenue on Lawrence, and also inserting meters on the Laracy lot, possibly some metering on Newark, and then definitely by the Eritrean Church. Now, what does that mean? It means that people who live in town must have a residential parking pass on their car. I have two of them, and I have a driveway, but I have them. So anyone who lives in town, obviously you don't have to pay for parking. But if you do not live in town, and if you're here attending an event, there's no reason why we should be putting that burden on our residents where they don't have parking available to them. And to me, it blows my mind that the Eritrean Church, they're lovely people and it's a lovely establishment. It blows my mind with the amount of parking that they have, that it's bled over into our neighborhood. So that's troublesome to me, but this is something that I've been thinking about and something that I hope that you'll all help me with. And it doesn't have to be parking meters. If you all come up with a different idea, let's do it. But that's definitely something that I've been thinking about, and I encourage you, please, please. I love your enthusiasm. I need help figuring out how to make revenue for the town. You have the ability to do that. You have the ability to do it. So we'll talk more about that. But yes, we're looking at those two things. Did you want to add something, Greg? No? Did you have a question?
So I think the parking thing is as you mentioned, something we should discuss. We don't have to go down the rabbit hole now, but I definitely can feel your pain. And then I wanted to circle back to your initial question. I received some of the same feedback about undocumented persons being able to be identified through, I don't know, the act of voting. And I don't know that I don't know that anyone can give you a straight answer to say, no, you cannot figure out who is undocumented, because you can always cross-reference if you care enough, right? Like if you care enough about figuring out who someone is, you can always put in a FOIA request for voters and cross-reference that with something as simple as social security numbers. And then that will give you everyone without a social security number on your list. So it's not a simple, everyone will feel safe voting, but the opportunity is there. So I didn't want you to walk away to tell somebody like, yeah, you'll be okay, because the opportunity for someone to be figured out is there.
Yeah, and just, I have to say something as a real estate agent. The county has rental licensing required by all landlords. They have inspectors that can come for free, and if there's an issue, they could be in trouble. So I don't know why our town has to take on that additional burden when it costs so much money. It is available through the county. That's all I want to say.
Correct. Just real quick on that, there's the last we checked, and one thing, the county doesn't necessarily tell us who has that license. You have to request that information on a regular basis. They don't just freely offer it. The last we checked, there was only 4 registered in the entire town. Recently, we had a gentleman that came down the town hall, actually from the last year or so, came to town hall to apply for his inspection because he read online that we have a rental license and he was trying to do the right thing. But he had called the county first because he knew he had to get a county, and the county said, no, you have to go to the town hall first because I need their license before I can give you my license. And that's what happens in a municipality. So because you're in the jurisdiction of a municipality, the county code enforcement are going to first rely on the towns because it's their jurisdiction before taking action. Unless there's a special circumstance and they are requested to come out, which sometimes we ask them to come out to take care of some heavier lifting, items and fractions that are out there. But with that said, the issue with that is also any revenue from that goes straight to the county. But per town code, we're supposed to be doing it. So the correction to that would be amending the town code to remove that section because technically speaking, the town's in violation of its codes for not enforcing the licensure. Yes. Oh, and when the inspector came out, he walked around the outside of the house, checked off a box and called me back and said, okay, yeah, we cleared him. He did not do an internal inspection.
Well, that's not how it's supposed to be.
Correct.
Well, I guess at some point we'll have like an exploratory committee and we can have further discussion about what this looks like.
Yes, please. Yes. Okay, great. So now I would like to go ahead and open it up to resident comments. So resident comments, if you're online or in person, just come up to the mic, state the street that you live on, your name, and you'll have 3 minutes to ask. Okay, if there are no resident comments, then we'll move on to number 10 on the agenda, which is action A under new business is trash bin purchase. So I'll go ahead and turn that over to our town administrator.
Yes, thank you. Per our contract with the waste hauler Bates, we provide trash cans and they provide recycling cans. We gave out our last trash can last week. So we do not have any more trash cans to give out. I actually had a call today from a new resident that is looking for a trash can. We do have a lot of trash cans that are also aging and are starting to break. And so we have seen an influx for requests for new cans. And that is something that we are supposed to provide per our services that we provide. We originally, through government purchasing contracts, reached out through one of our consortiums to purchase the exact same toter brand, 95-gallon toters, green with the stamping on it, just like we have. That all comes with the toter. And they wanted to sell us 180 of them at over $100 a piece. And we told them that's not going to happen. So we were able to actually, our deputy clerk was able to negotiate them down in price and to only allow us to buy 50, but it was still quite a bit. It's still $92 for 50 of them. And we don't really have space to store 50 garbage cans around town hall. So we were able to use another purchasing consortium that we're part of, and we're able to purchase the toters dark green, just like we have with the stamping, 25 of them at $56 a piece, coming to a total of $1,400 with shipping of $610. And so the request tonight, the reason it's before you, technically, if through our purchasing ordinance, if there was enough money available in the town maintenance line, we could have just purchased this because it was under $5,000, but there isn't. So we need additional funds in order to purchase these. So the request is for $2,010 to purchase the 25 toters and to authorize me to sign this purchase. And we'll have to do a transfer. Do they need to do transfer? Yeah, so we would be doing a transfer from the unreserved of that amount.
I just want to ask a question to better understand the need for additional trash cans. Is it that we have old cans that are degrading and need to be replaced, or homes just requesting like additional trash cans, or what's sort of spurring the need?
The main need is we don't have any left. And so Bates requires us to use that type of can for their services. And so we have to buy those per the contract. But what recently has been, wheels have been breaking off, cans have been cracking. The last time they purchased them was quite some time ago. We had looked that up. It was 10 years ago, more, 12 years ago, something like that.
I don't remember exactly.
I remember former council member Vivian Jackson remembers purchasing them when she was on council. And she was surprised that they lasted this long, to be honest. But they do have about a 12-year warranty, 10-year on component warranty. And I think we're hitting that warranty point.
So you're going to purchase 25 for $56 a piece, is that it?
Correct.
So 1,400.
So I think along that thought, I'm just going to start over from the beginning. How many homes do we have in this community?
425.
And every home has been provided at least one.
Correct.
bin.
Yeah.
And the request is to replace bins that have reached end of life somewhere.
Essentially, the request is not necessarily to replace bins end of life. It's a request to have an inventory of cans.
To have additional.
Yeah, because we have none.
Are the bins that have been you report have been damaged? Have we checked to see if they're still under warranty? Like when we buy a new bin, we can provide it to that person, get the old bin and submit it to the facility for warranty?
Correct. Going forward, we can. Yeah, the cans right now were purchased so long ago, they're well out of warranty.
Okay, I think that's all that I have. Oh, Mr. Treasurer, so now is this in the previous budget or in the current?
You'd be making a motion to modify the fiscal year 24 budget, which is the current budget. And the motion would be to transfer $2,010 from unreserved funds to account 5740 maintenance expense public works to purchase trash toters.
All right, I just wanted to make sure we didn't go over your zero budget. I'm trying to stay at zero.
Well, I can contest there's two neighbors in my ward that complained about that. And one woman actually pulled out and showed me how bad her trash can was. So we definitely need that.
I'd like to request someone to make that motion, please.
I'll try to get this right. I move to request a transfer of $2,010 from the town's unreserved account to the maintenance
Expense public works account 5740.
That one, to purchase 25 trash cans for homes that have cans that have either reached end of life or have never received a trash bin, and to add to inventory.
Second motion.
Can you say it again and say it louder? You guys can't be shy on these mics. You got to talk into them.
Second motion.
Okay, so I'll open it up for discussion, but we kind of just already had discussion, but I'll open it up for discussion.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to make sure I'm sort of following this right in the budget. Am I tracking correctly that we have the unreserved funds, which are around 632K?
Correct.
Okay, and we're looking to take the 2,000 out of that. And then for that 5740, I'm seeing right now that we're at about 75% of the budgeted amount. Are there other sort of like standard expenses that we're still anticipating through the remainder of the fiscal year?
Yes, that's the catch-all maintenance account for public works. So, this is the April report. There'll be 2 more months left. Worth of expenses coming out of that line item.
Okay, and just want to double check. I assume there's no harm in us potentially ending up with some unused funds from that cost category.
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay, so now I'll go ahead and ask for a vote. So all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, so the ayes have it. All right, so now I'd like to request a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Councilmember Emirates, I'll make that motion as stated.
Second motion. Second motion.
Okay, you got to practice with me, Fanny. Say it again and say it into the mic and say it with your chest. Come on. Say, I second that motion.
Second motion.
That's a lot better. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We're adjourned. Congratulations, you did your first council meeting. Yes.